Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energy and predictions for the sign of Scorpio for the rest of April. Now, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and see what we have coming forward for you here in April, for the rest of April. So this is your mid-month update. Now, once again, do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you, Scorpio. Let's go ahead and get all of the cards set up here. Make sure everything's set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right, Scorpio. All right, I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. Scorpio, energy on the bottom. You do have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups, this can refer to the past, right? This can be about past life karmas. If you want to get spiritual, it can mean, past life karmas or energies, agreements that you came into this life with, into this lifetime with. But on a less spiritual level, the Six of Cups can refer to your homeland, the place that you were born, the motherland. And also, this can be around just events of your past, right? Something that may have happened in childhood or maybe even happened a year ago or 2 years ago. Something from the past maybe reappearing or coming back in for you here. I think that you could have an opportunity to connect with a potential career opportunity that has been out there for some time. Okay, I do think that I think that some of you may have even some, there could even be an inheritance here, actually, for some of you. I don't always say that in a reading, but there's definitely inheritance money here on the board for some of you. This isn't going to be for everyone, but there are a number of cards here that would indicate that, especially with the Six of Cups referring to the homeland or the past or maybe even the family unit when you get the Six of Cups. With the cards that are showing up, this could definitely be on the table. There could also be some shared assets and resources as well. So this could be, an estate or something like, let's say, a piece of real estate that that somebody else owns with you, something like this. But on another level, there could be a career or money opportunity from the past that's coming back in here. This is very, very positive. You actually have more pentacles than many other signs have had for this time. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 9 cards here are pentacles. That's pretty big for you. So it's almost like money that maybe has been owed to you could be coming back in, or money that has there's an element of time associated with the money, right? Or even a piece of property as well. This could also be a career opportunity that has taken time to develop. In the middle of the reading, let's just dive in here. In the middle of the reading, you have the Eight of Pentacles, which represents dedication to a task or dedication to your career or dedication to something. But you can see that this person here is working late into the night, wrapping up a project. There are other projects here hanging up on the ceiling above them, and they are really, really focused on completing something or closing something out or finishing something when you get the Eight of Pentacles. So it can also even represent promotions or progress, like very successful progress being made in your career or even on a project. But this is a promotions card potentially, especially if it would be paired with the Page of Pentacles. But it can just say that you are being noticed in your career field or in your place of employment or your work. The Eight of Pentacles is also a high skill card in the tarot as well. Yeah, this is a high skill card. So maybe you have spent a long time learning something or becoming a master at something with the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Remember the element of time being attached here, and now all of your hard work is paying off here. You're being rewarded with something. In the first column, you have the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so the Ten of Swords is an ending in life. It is a chapter that's completely closed. One way of looking at the Ten of Swords is this is something that's completely done, dead, and over with, right? However, the Ten of Swords, the positive message of it is, first and foremost, it's an ending, right? Um, which can be positive, but it also says that you are kind of being released from your suffering, so to speak. Like you're being, or another way of putting this is you're letting go of what no longer serves you, or even if you are not the one letting go, whatever is no longer serving you is closing out when you get the Ten of Swords. But it can also just say that one chapter's come to a close for you in your life. Now, you have to take all of these cards into consideration. When you see the Ten of Swords in a reading like this, I mean, look at all of these pentacles. If you just look at the board here, if you just look at the table here, everything is basically green, right? So in this case, it's if there's an inheritance situation, those are always like bittersweet energies, you know? Um, and yeah, I feel like I don't have to break that down anymore, but it feels like that could certainly be on the table for some of you here. Now, this has already happened. I'm not predicting that this is coming in, so do not allow that to stress you out. If there's an inheritance, you already know about it. Okay, this is not a surprise. Yeah, this is not a surprise type energy. You have the Queen of Pentacles, which could be an executor of an estate. This could also be somebody who is a high level in the financial services area, right? So this could be a loan officer, a financial planner, manager. This could also be like HR, somebody who, HR or the hiring department as well. Somebody on a different level who is able to give you really solid advice. Okay, somebody who's going to give you the exact advice that you need at the exact time, especially in the financial areas of your life. Finally, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which can see you signing off on formal documents. Okay, this also is a card of profit, potentially, or starting some new profitable venture. And it just can indicate a new beginning in your financial situation. But yeah, this can really also talk about like planting a seed in some area that you want to see grow in a big way. Very positive. You have the Six of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Temperance card here. So I also think that maybe some of you, going back to this first column, maybe some of you are reaching out for investors. There's something maybe here about lending and investing. Like, yeah, something here about maybe contacting a lender or finding an investor or some seed money with the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. That won't be for everyone, but this is certainly potentially showing up. The Six of Pentacles, it represents inflow, outflow, right? And you can see this person here is giving out money, but the scale is balancing, right? The scale is balanced out. So it's this idea of that as we give, we receive. And it can indicate generosity as well in your life. There could be, I'm getting this message like a generous welcome package or a generous bonus or offer could be on the table here for some of you. Like, especially for those of you who are here for a career, there could be like a generous package that comes along with a new career opportunity or with a promotion with the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Like, they are really, really opening the budget for you here, expanding the budget for you here with the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, maybe even more than you may expect. I see maybe some of you may leave a career opportunity to investigate this new one, not just because the money's good, but also because you're ready for something new with the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. You then have the Temperance. There's something about balance here. I think some of you are really focused on this money situation, whatever it may look like. For some of you, it's an inheritance, but for others of you, it's career or starting something new. Something like, if it's not like a new job, it's like, okay, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But there's a huge, huge focus on it. And with the Temperance card, it's like, it's an energy of balance, right? And also, what is the word that's coming to mind here? I've lost it. If I come back to it, I will bring it in. But yeah. So there's something about with this Temperance energy here around maybe needing to balance out the scale. I'm also looking at the scale here. So scales in the tarot obviously represent that maybe one area of your life is tipped in one direction, right? And so I think moderation is the word I'm looking for, believe it or not. That's what I couldn't come up with. Something about moderation here with the Temperance energy, knowing that this is destined for you and that this will work out, like all the pieces will fall into place if this is your reading. So maybe instead of spending every waking moment on this money situation, try to practice some moderation and balance here. Of course, if your attention is required, then that's what you have to do. Finally, you have the Eight of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles here. The one element of surprise in the future here is the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands can be like being swept off your feet, or it can be in love, actually, but this isn't really a love situation. Really, what's more likely in this case is the Eight of Wands. It can talk about accelerated motion and, more important, communication that comes in from a distance. So this would be phone calls, text messages, letters, emails, social media posts, comments, all of that sort of thing. And it's a breakthrough. Now you have this here with the Ace of Pentacles, and I feel like you're maybe going to get you're finally going to get your shot at something. You're finally going to get your shot at doing something here with the Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. Ten of Pentacles is one of the biggest indicators of an inheritance in the tarot, especially when you've got the executor here. This idea with the Queen of Pentacles, this idea of signing off on paperwork and documents, and then the Six of Cups. Also, the scales in the tarot can represent legal situations if you think about the Justice card as well. So this could certainly be in the case. This is a windfalls energy. Ten of Pentacles can indicate windfalls. And the Four of Pentacles says that there's something that you're holding close to you at this time. It is typically an energy of letting go of, but this is not a time to let go. It feels like you want to hold on to something here. Could be very wise. Yeah, wow, this is so incredibly positive. I haven't had a reading that has this many pentacles in it in a very, very long time. Like a very long time. And we only have one major arcana. So this is all really like the heavy emphasis on money and finances, resources, situations like that. Why don't we go ahead and start to clarify this? Now, Scorpio, I do really appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. And we're going to go ahead and start to clarify this by pulling some additional oracle cards. So you have Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. I don't really see conflict here. I think it's internal peace, right? Peace from within, or some internal conflict maybe. You need to find that internal peace for yourself with the Temperance card below. There's also a card of healing, or it's like comeback energy. It can also be like after you go through a transformation, because here's the deal. The Death card comes before the Temperance. Death card is a major transformation, and the Temperance card is giving yourself a moment to integrate into the new life or into the new situation that you've built for yourself. So embracing that time that you may have here. You then have Knight, be brave and honest, as well as Traveler, move in a new direction. Okay. Interesting that these cards right now are not super supporting the original 9 cards, other than maybe this be brave and honest energy could be showing up. Let's see the other 2 cards here. You have Lord, take charge with authority, as well as Oracle, wait for important information. All right, so the Oracle card is definitely connecting to this Temperance card. All right, there are times where you have to put your foot on the gas pedal, and there are some times where you have to put your foot on the brake. And especially if you're dealing with a promotion or like an inheritance, the timeline's not always entirely in your control, right? Or, you know, something like this, or even like getting seed money or lending or starting a business. Starting a business is primarily in your control, but your audience coming to you, that takes time, right? So there is something here that the cards are saying you have all of this prosperity and abundance available to you that's probably on its way, but you can't hack divine timing. There may be another area in your life with the Knight and the Lord where you do need to take charge and make sure you're not missing out on something. Why don't we go ahead and try to get some more information on all of this? We'll start by, or we'll continue by pulling some additional tarot cards here. Go ahead and get a shuffle in, and then we'll see what comes forward for you. All right, let's see here. You have the Eight of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Judgment card. So Ace of Pentacles Judgment is interesting. To me, it would suggest that whatever this situation is around, you're pretty far along in this process. You're pretty far along in this process, okay? Judgment card is the final card before you hit the world. It's the second to last major arcana. So it means that you've gone through a journey here. It's also the accumulation of all your actions. It's your karma in life. Or your karma in this scenario. And karma is just your actions. It's the accumulation of your actions. So with the Judgment and then the Six of Cups indicating the past, or there's like time associated with this. So you're pretty far along the process. And you're really looking for the results here. Especially with the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles here, just remember that the generosity of others is out of your control, but you can control how generous you are. And it's almost like there's somebody else is involved here, okay? Especially when it comes to it's money stuff. Like there's another person's timeline involved here. There really is. And this Queen of Pentacles person can help you to the best of their ability. But like, for example, there may be somebody else on the estate, or there may be somebody else involved in your promotion as well. Or if you're looking to sell a house, there may be somebody's name on that. There's something here where another person's involved. And the scales, again, are showing up with the Temperance card to kind of remind you to practice moderation and balance through this situation. You then have the Eight of Swords here with the Ten of Swords. Some of you are having a hard time with the ending, which I understand. Having a hard time with the ending here. You're not able to see why this has happened or how it's happened, or, there's some feeling of being a little bit trapped mentally. Okay, each sword on the Eight of Swords here represents a thought or your mind space. And so it feels like you're in this, like, you're feeling a little trapped here or imprisoned by gathering your thoughts, in other words, like, would be very, very helpful. Gathering your thoughts at this time would be very, very helpful in sort of organizing them. You then have the Six of Wands, amazing. You have the Lovers here, and you have the Strength card. So now I see why be brave and honest, as well as the Knight card, as well as Lord take charge with authority is showing up. Because the Lovers card in the middle is a card not just about significant romance or love partnerships or anything like that. The Lovers card also represents an important choice in life. Okay, so you may be the main person involved here in this scenario. Obviously, I think you are, right? Sometimes I'll do a reading and it's like, you're waiting for somebody else's decision or whatever, but or the spotlight's on somebody else. But no, in this reading here, while somebody else is involved very heavily, you are the main person, okay? And the cards are saying take as much time as you need to come up with something, but there's an important choice that needs to be made. And I do think that, on the other hand, some of you are playing the waiting game. I know this is a bit of a convoluted... There's some mixed messages here in the cards, but I'm trying my best to synthesize this for you. And the Strength card also represents not just the Lovers being an important choice, but the Strength card also represents bravery and obviously needing to be strong and standing your ground and all that sort of thing. So there may be lines that need to be drawn, boundaries that need to be put in place. But here's the good news. You have the Six of Wands. This is indicative of success in the tarot, okay? So you have a positive outcome here. You have a really successful outcome. You really do. And here we are with the Justice card, okay? I even mentioned that earlier. So just notice how many scales are in this reading, at least 3. The Six of Pentacles twice, as well as the Justice card. And then you have the Temperance down here, which is similar energy of balance. You have the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Perfect. Okay. There's another person involved in a windfall, if you're here for that, or if that's resonating with you, if this is in your timeline right now. If you're expecting an inheritance or a windfall, there's another person involved here. Queen of Swords, this is somebody who's like, yeah, a bit challenging to deal with, but quite fair and honest. Truthfully, quite fair and honest. So it's like they feel like they have a claim, you feel like you have a claim. There's some like situation that's happening here. And the Justice card, this is legal energy for some of you. Okay? It's also karma. You have the two karma cards. Even if you like listen to the words justice and judgment, it's big energies when you get these cards. This can even indicate an epiphany in the tarot around something. And the swords, Ace of Swords, actually, all of these cards can indicate legal situations or just, legal situations, communication, the way that you're communicating, your communicative thought, your communicative process in this scenario. But you do have the Ace of Swords, which I believe we also had the Ace of Pentacles down here. Ace of Swords is breakthrough. You actually have two breakthrough energies. So we have a lot of synergy in the cards here. Two cards indicating a breakthrough as well. I have a feeling that this scenario is going to work out perfectly for you. It's just on what timeline is the hard part, the time, which is always the hard part in tarot. But the seeds are here for you, for sure. The breadcrumbs are here. This is going to work out for you, whether you're here for a promotion or a raise or inheritance windfall situation. Yeah, this is looking very good. On the bottom, you do have the Knight of Cups, which could indicate a happy event happening in this type of situation, because we didn't really pick up on love messages here. You do have the Lovers and the Knight of Cups, but that might be like the surprise potentially through all of this. But really, there could be some level of happiness that shows up through this process for you. All right, you do have this card that just popped out. We're going to look at the Kipper energies here. This is Judication. I can't believe that just popped out because that is the legal situation. That is the legal card in the Kipper with the Justice, as well as all of these scales and the swords as well, now showing up in the clarifications. Pretty wild. You have occupation, false person, bad health, lovers, and main female. You know, if you just look at the Lovers cards here with the Lovers Tarot as well as the Lovers Kipper, it is two people, right? So the idea in this whole reading is while you are the main person on the line or involved here, there's another person on the line that will answer if you call them, right? Like there's another person on the line waiting for you. And there's somebody else here involved in this situation. And I think the message here is that you have to come to some resolution. And maybe you're in the right, but something's going on here with false person. Okay, there may be some, like you're in the right, like you are, I'm on your side here, but there may be somebody that is disrupting something with the Queen of Swords and the false person. You probably already know this, but here you are with the main female. It doesn't matter what gender you are, man, woman, whatever, it doesn't matter. Main female is just, this is the main character, okay? And this is you in this case. And I think this is also why the Take Charge with Authority, as well as Be Brave and Honest, and the Strength card, this is why this is showing up, because when you identify maybe an injustice, which is possible in a reading like this, with Judication and Justice, when you identify an injustice, that you have to stand strong in that. All right, this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for, by the way, family is on the bottom, family room. Are you serious? Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will certainly be talking to you again soon.